Not surprised because it's obviously it's muted around the press and everything on there. But I just think the chairman. I'm not here to call him down because he's done great for Forest, but I think he's dropped a massive ricket here. I really do.
Yeah. In terms of the sacking or the man coming in?
The sacking and the man coming in.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, both of them. I just believe, is Nuno better than Cooper? I don't see it. I don't think his record shows it.
Stuart, quite simply, the Nuno that went to Spurs is a mile off it. And the Nuno at Wolves, he had a spell there for a while. We had a very good team playing a very good system that suited the players he had, and they were a very good team to watch at times. His Wolves team, there's no doubt about that. But he went to Spurs. He went to Spurs and never got that across, did he? Not at all. So look, there's going to be a question mark about him.
Yeah, I don't think he connects with the fans for a start, which is a big problem. I mean, my other point is, if you listen to the press, there was a divide with players in the dressing rooms and whatever. Yeah. But let's be honest, them players who got us out that championship, brilliant. I can't fault them, but they weren't up to the levels. If we're on about the same players what we hear of, they weren't up to the levels of the Premiership, and that's why they weren't in the team. It's not about if you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, listen,
good shout, Stu.
Sure, appreciate the call. Joining us more to discuss this further is talkSPORT's Midlands reporter Jeff Peters. Jeff, a very good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Jeff.
Morning to you, chaps. Merry Christmas and all
that.
that.
And the same to you, Jeff. Jeff, I'm looking at this news this morning. Why am I not surprised?
I think that there has been so much noise about Steve Cooper for such a long period of time. He seems to have managed under fairly difficult circumstances since he got Forest into the Premier League. Let's not forget, when he took over, they were bottom of the Championship. And in the same season, he got them promoted. And there were a number of times last season when it looked like that he was probably going to lose his job. He managed to keep his job and managed to keep Forest up, which was a fantastic achievement. The bond that he had with the supporters, he got it. He understood the football club. He understood the city. And whenever you went to the City Ground, the noise that the fans made and the support that they had for Steve Cooper, even recently when they lost awfully 5-0 against Fulham, I think there was probably a lot of anger towards the players, but for Steve Cooper, there was great support for him. So it's one of those decisions where I think in the Forest fans' hearts, they feel incredibly sad and incredibly broken by it. But perhaps some will feel it's 1 win in 13. It's 5 defeats in 6, 5 points above the relegation zone. Perhaps a change does need to be made. But as the caller just said there, is Nuno the right person?
Yeah. Jeff, do you think there's anything in the fact that this is done now, just before a window would open in January? And look, clearly Forest have turned over an extraordinary amount of players coming in, coming out, etc. And I wonder by doing this now and not giving Steve that last window, by doing it now, they can do what they want again in that respect, those that are running the club. Because I don't think Nuno's going to walk through the door and say, I want this person, this player, this one, and get rid of him. No, because I think now the club can go back and do it themselves. And I think that's what the owner likes. I think he likes to have that control.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be rushed, this window, whoever comes in, because you've got a manager who in the space of maybe, the window opens in sort of, 9-10 days time, he's got to have time to look at this squad and go, who is good? Who can I work with? I think the squad is pretty decent, and I think Forest would have stayed up under Steve Cooper. I think there's enough quality.
I agree with that.
Listen, Cooper's he has been dealt a bit of a tough hand, having to bring in so many players and try and find the right blend. Obviously, this season, Brennan Johnson leaving, very talented player, and a 1 year's injury. He was so important to the way that they played. I think if he'd been fit and hadn't missed the games that he'd missed, then I think Steve Cooper would still be in a job right now. So Nuno coming in, as you said, they'll be hoping that it's the Nuno at Wolves, but not the Nuno at Spurs.
Jeff, is that just about done and dusted with Nuno? Because I'm still reading that I think Lopetegui's ruled himself out, but Oliver Glasner at Eintracht Frankfurt, is Nuno a done deal?
Well, it seems to be. It seems to be very close, and he's got massive boots to fill there. He really has, because, well, honestly, it's a ruthless game. There is very little room for sentiment, but the fans were so behind Steve Cooper for what he did at that club, because, as I say, he got it. Nuno's really got to hit the ground running, because the fans, if they see no sudden improvements, that's going to be incredibly tough for him. But it is looking like it is going to be a Nuno Espirito Santo.
And just recently, he lost to Wanye, hasn't he, with injury?
Yeah.
Steve, and he was the one that looked like he could nick him goal and could get something for him maybe when they're up against it. And to lose one or two like that for him's been tough. Yeah,
I think in particular, when you watch Forest with a Wanye and you watch Forest without him, he's just a really big player for them, and I think the way he's developed over the past 12 months or so, and you can probably credit Steve Cooper for helping improve him as a player. So if they can get him back fit, and they're not that far away. You look at some of the results, and 2 or 3 games in that could easily have gone a slightly different way. And again, we wouldn't be talking about Steve Cooper leaving the football club. So it's people who I know who are huge Forest fans, finally seen them back in the top flight. They're really torn at the moment, because while they want the team to be doing better, they've got and they will always have so much love for Steve Cooper.
Jeff, I can't let you go without mentioning Dance and time difference, frankly, because I saw Dance at the darts, and he's not over it, mate. I'm concerned about him.
Well, it was. I don't get involved in those those decisions of who books who to do what. I was just told Dance is still away, and then I got a text from Dance going, "Oh, there's no time difference this morning." I'm going, "Oh, the production." I'm not going to call out any names, but listen, it's Max and Charlie's names above the door, as Dan said last week, so hopefully he'll be back again this week. It's always good fun on a Saturday morning, isn't it?
Listen, you've got no idea, because it's always sandwiched right in between my kids' games, so I'm driving after one game to another game, and we always listen to it, so it's a big part of our weekend, mate. Anyway, Jeff, have a great Christmas, and thanks for coming on. Hopefully see you in the new year, mate.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.